Hey friends, hey, it's Kurt. Today is Tuesday, and I'm basically at the end of my first cycle. Every cycle is 28 days for my treatments. So the first cycle was all about the chemo. So they gave me chemo the first week or so, and it's basically been 3 weeks of recovering. Been feeling really great in regards to recovering. Some little challenges with my back pain, and I have this RSV cough that's sort of been a challenge. I think the doctors say that a lot of kids get that, and I've been hearing my daughter having the same kind of cough I have, so she's somehow given me this RSV. It's not a big deal. I'm on the tail end of it. They say it hangs around for 2, maybe 3 weeks. I think I've had it a little bit longer than that. But yeah, I sleep well. Every once in a while, I'll cough. I'll move around and get this cough. But I think today is the last day of the cycle. So new cycle starts. So we're doing the targeted treatment, which is pills, shots, and some infusion. They have these really new drugs, some stuff that's so new. It's pretty expensive, but I'm very blessed. Anthem is covering it. I don't even have to pay a copay. So things are good in that sense. There's 4 drugs that I do. Again, it's whether it's pills or shots or whatever. But take four pills, some every day for 3 weeks, and then the last week I get to recover from that. And hopefully my body's not going to react too much. I think probably the biggest one that all of them say with side effects is fatigue. So I'm probably going to probably take a mid-afternoon nap, but we'll go. But we'll see how that goes. So I had an appointment with my doctor here in Fort Collins, and he's just amazing. He's a great doctor. He's very personable, and I'm open to all these questions, and we throw whatever questions we have at him. But I mean, he's just not just a doctor with this great brain and great skill. He's very personal. So I'm very grateful for the team that they put in to healing me. I've listened to a lot of the words he was saying, and I'm hearing more and more things that he's talking about with word remission in it. So this new cycle that we're doing, they've had the best luck with it. So I'm encouraged with that. So we'll see how things go. With the chemo I have, obviously I've told you about shaving my head. I think I have some weird patches going on that I don't have any hair. The benefit of some of this is I shaved a week ago, and I still I don't have a lot of stubble. So there are some benefits having chemo. I don't have to worry about combing my hair. I don't have to shave now. And I'm a pretty hairy guy as it is. So amen. I'm really grateful for that. I probably have the worst haircut normally anyway, so anything is better than what I had. Unfortunately, I think more gray hair is coming out than anything else. Just feeling stressed sometimes, and what hair I had left was just coming out as gray. If it wants to come out at all, it's sort of like the Groundhog Day. It's like it pops out of my head. Maybe we'll have 3 more weeks of winter, but. Anyway, I'm just trying to take things light. Things are going well. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. Probably the biggest thing I asked last time I did a video is talking about the spiritual and the faithful part of this process. And this is probably designed more for guys. So women, you probably can't even imagine some of the stuff that how men think. So this is a little clue for you. If women, if you want to board, you can turn it off now. But men, As for men, I know I'm speaking for myself, but from all the guys I've talked to, it's like this is them too. But I have a tendency to create boxes in my head sometimes. I segregate different things. This is my emotional thing. I'm going to put that in an old box. This is how I treat how I look at myself. I put that in a box. Sometimes I do that with God, although He's probably in the biggest box and leaks into other boxes. Family life, parenting. I have a tendency to put all these different boxes in there, and then when I need to address those, I open that up and deal with it. So I feel like those are the things I'm having a hard time realizing. Probably the biggest thing I have a hard time is processing my emotions through this trial that I'm going through. I feel like I've been in touch probably more than I have at any time in my life. Even before that, it's grateful for God, grateful for the people in our church that have great conversations with me and open me up. I have counseling that I have been doing for the last year as well to help me process things differently. But I think there's a point of my faith. Faith is such an important thing in my life, and sometimes if you don't address the pain in your life, your faith is not going to grow. I feel like I've put those things in that box and nailed it shut, and didn't want to deal with some of the feelings I'm dealing with when it comes to this leukemia I'm dealing with, and what all that stuff really means to me. So I think I'm understanding that I need to deal with some of these things in these boxes so I can deal with it. Mostly for my own faith to grow. I don't want to be one of these Hollywood sets where you just see the outside of a building, but you go inside and there's nothing there. My faith is not wired to be that way. I need to be deep in my faith and trusting God for the challenges that He allows to put into my life. So dealing with some of the feelings, it just, excuse me, it just allows me to get deeper in my faith and trusting God through this. And if I don't deal with it, it's like, well, I can just have this surfacey faith, or I can deal with these feelings and have a deeper faith. But, it doesn't come with dealing with these things. Also, there's a drawback to some of these things, that you start asking questions and you're second guessing God and things like that. And I think my faith is so strong currently, but there's still a level of depth I want to continue to grow in. So I need to start opening these boxes and dealing with each emotion, and have those times where we read about in the Bible about Job and David, how they're just lamenting about the challenges that they're going through. David, whether it's him, hiding in caves from people trying to kill him, people who have done him wrong, and he's like pouring his stuff out to God, but he comes back and he still says, God, you're still, on your throne, and you are still the most important thing in my life. And Job has the same outlook. It's like he's all right. Can we just accept the good from God and not the bad? There's a time where we just go through challenges, and if you want to continue to grow in your faith, you need to open those boxes and deal with them. And that's something I haven't really been wanting to do, and just recently I started addressing some of those things. And sometimes there's some ugly things that come out of it. Sometimes it's not so bad, but so that's my hope and my challenge to any other people who are going through challenges, especially during this time of those COVID things we're going through. Maybe we lost our job, or we've lost ability to earn money for whatever reason. Maybe you're just on some kind of hiatus, or you're you fill it in. Everybody's going through something different in our own hearts. this challenge that we're all going through. My challenges just have a different name on it, but let your faith be tested. Open those boxes and allow God to grow your faith. So that's my challenge to you, and don't worry, because God will be with you. You're not going to lose your faith. You're going to just challenge it. It's that muscle that you need to continue to exercise and to make it stronger. But if we're going to sit back and eat bonbons and watch Netflix all the time, our body and our faith is not going to grow. So allow God to work through your faith as He's doing through mine. But I'm still being positive. I'm still working and have great faith that God's going to allow me to come through this. And even if He doesn't, like that Mercy Me song that we probably all hear, is like, even if He doesn't, God's still on His throne. And He has plans for me. But I'm still going to be His disciple, His follower, His believer, his person He's called me out of the world to be. So that's this is my last video for a while until we'll see how things go with Friday, when I have to go through this first test. I have to go to Pooter, and I'll do an 8-hour infusion process. 8 hours sitting in a room. It doesn't seem too exciting, but they're going to have doctors there in case my body's not responding they want it to, or whatever. It's like, okay, his platelets are low, let's stop this infusion and help him with this. So Friday's going to be the challenging day for me. So I'm asking for my prayers for Friday to work through some of this 8-hour infusion. After that, the week after that, it's going to be a lot less. It's going to be like 3, maybe 4 hours at the most that I get to do these a couple times a week. And again, it's not the chemo infusion. This is a new drug, so it's as well as some other things that I got to do while I'm at home. But I'm not going to be stuck in that hospital like I have been. I still get to be at home, and I don't think my wife and my kids can be in there for the 8 hours. I think they can have the hospital locked down. Only personal care providers can be in there. So anyway, so that's what I got for you guys. So I hope this encourages you. You guys constantly encourage me with your prayers and your offerings and gifts and your food. Definitely, you guys are an amazing cook. And those who aren't cooking, you're still amazing for getting us out to delivered something from Pizza Hut or whatever it is. So thank you so much for serving us. I wish I could serve you more than I am, but anyway, God bless you guys.